created by a bunch of randos in a Discord call.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. You know where I could get some drugs?
Ja, man. Right around the corner. He's got some flash through.
That's your plan? You're just going to ask around until someone tells you.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, of all things I've had to do and will have to do, this one doesn't really seem so hard.
You have
Hold on.
Yeah, man, where were you saying?
There is the guy right around the corner. Very good. Good, 10 bags.
Oh, right. Thanks, pal. Yeah, you have a good one.
You're shitting me.
See? Super easy.
Yeah, barely an inconvenience, I guess. While you're doing that, I'm going to check out this stuff. Seems sketch. Call me before you find Wolfgang,
What was that? Nah, doesn't matter. Looks like I can see the guy. Talk to you later. Piece of cake. For once.
Hey man, what you looking for? Smoke? Inhalation? Wanna see the devil? Or the stars, man? Doesn't matter what you want, I got you covered, dude.
Perfect. You look like just the guy that should know what I want. I'm looking for someone.
I don't see no one else around here, man.
Yeah, but he's the guy who runs this area. So if you're here, he knows you're here. So you'll take me to him.
Why the fuck would I do that, man? Can't you see I'm working? Like, I don't come down to the whorehouse and make you put your pants back on now, do I?
Fine. Got some leaf?
Oh, now you wanna buy. Now we're talking, man. Now we're talking.
You trying to sell or not?
Yeah, what do you want? You want leaf? Yeah, I got leaf.
Good. Natural, yeah? No sin.
Look, dude, that's gonna cost you extra. That shit grows on trees, and I don't know if you've been looking around here, man. Ain't not many trees around here, dude.
Alright, give me a bag, a dose, one smokable leaf packet, please.
What, you new to this, dude? Like, little baby, a leaf, bro? Like, a single leaf? Yeah, dude, a single leaf.
Do I look like someone who just buys off the street?
Dude, you look homeless.
I'm not. I just call a guy and he brings it to my door.
Dude, you look like you need a burger.
Alright, just come on. Hand it over.
Whatever, man, if you say so. You want a Ken bag, then?
2 Kenny's good for you, yeah?
Dude, you are new to this. Like, it's a Ken bag. Costs like a Kenny, dude.
But you just said... No, doesn't matter. Here you go. Take 2.
Alright. I can't say no. Don't be flashing it now.
Cool. No, where's Wolfgang?
I told you, man. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I know. I heard what you said before, but now I've bought something.
Dude, I'm not gonna, suddenly remember where he is just because you bought something.
What are we doing right now? That's not how this works. I ask you something. You act sketch. I pretend to care about what you're selling. I give you money, and then you tell me what I need to know.
Dude, what do you think this is? Like some sort of soul scene? Some kind of detective show? Action thriller and you're the pro- Dude, oh, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck, man? What the- oh, my rib, man. That's not cool. That's not- my arm!
Stop struggling. It's only gonna hurt you more.
I can't breathe. Someone help, dude. Someone.
Do you know where he is now?
Dude, I don't know where he is. I don't. I swear I don't, dude. I swear.
I'm not asking again. Where is this Wolfgang guy?
No, please. Please, dude. I swear, man. I swear on my grandma, dude.
Well, get fucking gone then. You go tell this wolfy guy that I'm looking for him. And, I don't know, don't sell drugs to kids. Yeah, 'cause that's definitely the worst thing for them around here. Oh, why couldn't this be easy? Motherfucker. Oh, oh. Ah, good stuff. Hey, do you guys know,
Who the hell is this guy?
Hey,
Who do
don't
you
come
think
at me
you
like-
are to
Alright, and next. So I'm looking for...
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I just want to know where this... What? Don't... None of that.
Bastard!
Hey, no, you stay back, you mother... Stop! You don't know anything. But you...
No.
There he is. That is the
I
guy.
really don't recommend that we do... Alright. Who's next? Huh? Do you?
Stop, please, monsieur. I do not know where he is.
Worthless. Broken shards. Feels like I beat every ganger in the borough.
That is the guy. Screwing up the block.
Alright, Java first, and then...
Look at him. He is enjoying his tea. Quickly, grab him.
Alright, you motherfucker. You think you can just come in here and...
Hey, guys. Can we wait? I've been going through you guys all day, and... Bitch, you thought... Where is he?
My family jewels. You have broken my baguette.
Neil, dear.
Oh my gods! Where is your boss?
No. You have smushed my croissant. I surrender.
Oh, for the love of... Would some of you...
Mess you and that silly raggedy coat of yours up.
We are here. What is all this racket about?
It's him. It's...
A man called Stranger. Thank you for listening to Black Collar, Episode 8, The Essence of Investigation. Created by Out of Credits. And starring A Confused Mistake as Cupid, Whip Hand as Packet Tracer, Diasaru as Wolfgang, Givi as the Doctor, Rense and Gigahood as the voices of the city, and finally, the Grimbard as me, the Stranger. The moon was just starting to rise over the swamp bay. I found myself strolling down the warehouse district. I hadn't returned this scene since the incident with that Executive S here. Honestly, I hadn't processed that much. Been doing my best to wrap my brain around 100 other things. And the fact that the clearly already ineffective sham of a government was also just a corporate puppet of sorts really wasn't in my top 200. The fact that there was something somewhere able to replicate a person like that might be, but that's like bottom 50 at best. The area had already been well repaired. Couldn't even tell I almost met numerous ends running for my life here. Fortunately, I hadn't been in any situation quite as spicy since. Even if I was spending just as much time running away from the constant suits that Executive was sending at me. Maybe he thought I snubbed him. Honestly, I think I just forgot to call him, or go to him. Just like I have with Cupid. Oh, what now? Oh. A couple of cars and several more bikes pulled up to the end of the warehouses. A large man I had seen on the other side of this borough, speaking with those freelancers, stepped out of one of the vehicles. He leaned into the second car and traded words with the driver, before looking up at me and exchanging a confirming nod. I checked behind me to make sure there wasn't someone else he was here for. There wasn't, so I waved. He was quite large up close. I was tall, but I had to tilt my neck up as he was a couple of inches even taller. His hair dark ebony and even longer than mine, but slicked and braided back. He was wearing notably clean and well put together street leathers, bits of off-brand tactical accessories. He stared at me unblinkingly with every step as he walked down, past all the rows of warehouses towards me, fortunately unaccompanied by the half-dozen openly armed men behind him. But he did have some sort of weapon on his side, a metal maw of sorts connected to his belt by a chain. Looked big. It also was pretty spiky, and it didn't look very pleasant.
You are stranger, yeah?
Smoke?
Yeah. Thanks. I like the name. Mysterious.
Thanks, likewise. Pretty badass. Wolfgang. Kinda regal as well.
You made quite a racket tonight.
Before this possibly turns ugly, did the first guy tell you I tried really hard to ask politely at first?
You went through a lot of hassle to get a hold of me. I apologize. They did not realize who you are.
Oh. Neither have I.
I heard you suffered from some sort of memory loss, and it was one of the reasons behind your name. I meant they did not realize you are on the job for the lashes, through the current acting kingpin, no? Mathers?
Though you seem to know a lot. Are you a part of one of the orgs?
I'm considered an associate still. You used to run with one of their smaller gangs back in the day. But now with the Godfather gone, the Fangs and myself are just hanging back, looking for the smooth ride.
Ah. Who's this new faction everyone keeps very vaguely mentioning?
You don't know?
Did my question imply that I actually do?
Well, no one really knows who's in charge, aside from some of their captains, maybe. Person's real hush-hush on their security and identity. Their reputation far precedes them.
Are they? I can't really get any hard information about them. And the reputation, I've just assumed it's one that's quite brutal, if not also very cunning.
Yes, so you can see why I'm trying not to get involved. Which, as much as I'm enjoying the smoke, must be ours. I have to ask, what the fuck are you doing here, and what in the God's cursed existence do you want?
That's a lot of sudden hostility, which, to be fair, is rather deserved. But all I'm trying to do is figure out what happened on the East Boroughs.
You're going to have to be more specific on what you want to know about the Middle East Side. Quite a lot of things happen there.
Grinswer. There was some kind of shootout. A made man is dead. Cops won't talk about it. And the only man I know to have witnessed it is missing.
So, what's that got to do with me?
So long story. And I mean, a couple of weeks kind of long story short. The witness is a guy named Jawood, or Yawood, or Jaywood. We thought he might have gone missing around here. And his only associate, we just found dead. And that's someone you've had repeated contact with.
Going to have to be more specific.
Drug peddler or runner of some sort, curbside, probably a go-between for the Lashers and some others.
Kelma.
That was a quick guess. So you know of him then?
There's not a lot of others that would come to mind. Normally we run a very tight ship around here, and he's the only one who deals with that kind of merchandise.
You're the type of gang that doesn't normally deal with drug running, but now all of a sudden it's different.
There's been a change in management.
Evidently.
And in turn, how many operations are conducted. Regardless, if that's who you're looking for, I don't know where Jawood is right this moment. I'm not very familiar with him, nor Kelma.
Can you tell me anything about them?
Why would I? You've been nothing but a pain in the ass for me all afternoon. You going to pay the losses my business took? When we're done with this smoke, I should probably have you dropped in a deep pit somewhere.
Look at it this way. You don't want to get involved in whatever this war of syndicates is. So if you help me out, I'll make sure that Mathers knows about it. In any case, that's leverage. And if I understand what's been going on lately, everyone could use a little bit more leverage.
You make it seem like that leverage might be good by the time you walk out this block. City's a fast place, and things aren't waiting around on deal and deeds bygone.
You're exaggerating. It's still more leverage than any info you're about to give me. So fair trade.
I don't got much to tell you shouldn't have already known. Jarwood used to deal at the edge of my territory. Never inside. We made sure of that. He was kind of a big shot. Had some good deal going on with some high quality shit.
What kind?
Old, but medical grade shit.
So?
Made a splash since product like that doesn't hit the streets around these parts often.
Why not?
Medical grade black market goods usually get snatched up by freelancers and the syndicate as soon as word gets around. But he was supplying a steady chain to the streets, and if you can do that long enough, the Kennys start piling high.
Do you know how?
If I did, that kind of info would cost you more than a good word with a big guy upstairs. My group would set the arcology on fire if it meant getting our hands on that tier of product. It'd be game-changing over here to have monopoly on it.
Huh. How far out does your territory go?
Not far, we're rather small. Mostly just the docks here. About as far as the Moonside District on one side, and Grainsway on the other.
So by any chance, did you, or any of your friends on wheels, catch sight of this shooting?
Can't say they did anything specific. Cops blazing around and shootouts between deals gone bad aren't unusual here. Might heard some incense around the area, and none of the fighting was us.
I suppose you have no real reason to be lying to me.
Not particularly. Until you started poking into it. I thought nothing of it.
And now?
Well, it was probably a setup. Too clean otherwise. Don't think it was the cops. Even if evidence might say otherwise.
That could be, but as far as I know, the worst is they've just covered it up.
You know the marshal of this sector?
Unfortunately.
Him and one of the CWAT teams have been poking around this area for months now. Started before that whole mess with the mayor, and that really set it off. They're all over everything now.
And you don't think it was them?
They wouldn't have just killed a made man and let Jarwood off so easy. Not only are those CWAT fuckers way out of the small cheese like Jarwood's league, but Marshall would have flipped them. They ain't withstanding no special interrogation, or whatever the fuck Ensign does to you in those prisons.
Damn. Well, it looks like I'm out another lead. You have my thanks. And apologies.
I expect a real good word put in for us. Maybe a seat at the next conference if you can swing it.
I really don't think I have that kind of sway, but I'll keep it in mind. I owe you at least that.
I won't hold it against you. Just one more thing.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing that face of yours around a lot more. So keep in mind, if you ever come around beating my guys up like that again, your mother won't have to worry about recognizing you, because they won't find your remains. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Seeing as you are very large and very serious, I will not mention that I don't know who my mother is, because I've already gotten punched in the face nearly 10 times today, and you seem like you might smash my skull in a little. So yeah, crystal clear understanding. Picking up what you've put down. Man, you are very big.
You should do something about it. You look soft. Soft ain't good on these streets, little man. See you around, stranger.
I turned and walked the opposite way, staring at the last of the setting rays of light, reflecting off the shimmering towers of corrupted commerce and apathetic locale. I walked down the block towards the nearest rail station to get me across the east to the north of the east side, where I could get to Precinct 9. Something was irking me the whole way, but I got a job offer from a small cart in the station. It cost me 6 whole credit, and it still tasted half bad. but with the first sip I pushed the unsettlement down and stared at the bayou stretching past the city limits out the window. I just gotta find the guy, get the answers. No digging, no investigating, no overturning. Just simple answers. That's the job.
Public announcement. All those with 70% soul cred and higher, please make to the nearest emergency shelter. There is reports of soul craze nearby. Those without a security pass, please stay in place and wait for orders to be given by the nearby security forces.
And that's gonna jinx me. Oh, now is a perfect time to call Cupid.
Hello once again, my SCTC bitches and bastards. Welcome back to another Soulcast of Freedom News. It's late in the evening if you're a freelancer or working the streets, and it's probably like midday or something up there. And if you're boring, before we begin, this show is sponsored. By whom, you may be asking? Well...
Well, that was a fine show, was it not?
It was great. I loved every minute of it. Today has been the best day ever. I hope this joy never ends.
Give me all your money, or the dame's getting lead.
I'll do no such thing, you bloody ruffian. Have at thee.
Dad, no!
By the gods, someone help!
Your watch and your wallet now, old man. And the broad's pearl necklace too, or I'll paint the street with her brains.
By the heavens, I couldn't. It's been in my family for years.
I'm not asking again, pal.
Won't you have any mercy for me?
Just give it to him, dear.
Well, if you must, I will give you something.
Dad, no! Not that!
Oh no! There's crime going on over here. But wait!
Rather good, is it not?
This is the bomb!
Ah, yes, well, it is also filled with part of your monthly nutritional values, extra protein, and a dash of Chemex for taste.
Really?
And it's available right now in every store near you. Yes, you heard that right. Every single store. Every single store. Even near you, stranger.
Wow, I can just feel the maliciousness leaving with every bite. Thanks, fancy guy. You're a swell fella.
That I am. You've just sometimes got to give a guy a fucking snack. It's as easy as that.
Stop crime and gaggeth. Give a guy a fucking snack.
Now that me getting paid is out of the way, what's on the docket for us tonight? Well, for one, I'm sure you guys have just been all over these soul-crazed attacks. You know, on account of them making stakeouts harder, robberies harder, light amounts of first-degree murder nearly impossible. You know how hard it is to take some prime pig of an exec in his 26th floor suite when his wife is going crazy because you caught him with a luggage, lad? I wouldn't. There's a reason I do everything safely from behind a wall of turrets and mercs in an undisclosed area. Try and get me, suckers! But what's with all these soul-crazed anyways? If you're not in the know, then let me fill you in. But Sybil, I hear you crowd with admiration, adoration, and a weird amount of obsession. Of course we know what soul-crazed is. We're freelancers, after all. Most of us are so walked out we're barely better than the chrome heads. Well, my dear, weirdly personal and probably smelly listener, there are plenty of off-worlders, space haulers, weird uptowners with too much time on their hands, executives who should rot in the sewers, and many others who tune in. We've got a broad audience. Everyone loves them a bit of Sybil. Anyways, what were you going on about? Right, soul-crazed. And where do they come from? Well now, that is a question for the ages. So, let me give you the skims. Nobody knows. Sure, there's lots of theories and big brain people who spout all sorts of technological fancy sounding details. But let me tell you, their brains are smooth and mine is not. I'll give it to you real. Now they'll tell you that soul crazed is purely a side effect from being too chromed out or disconnecting from this plane of existence. But let's look at the real details here, folks. I've got in front of me some totally illegally procured documents from Ensign's head offices right here. Yes, you may ask where I got them. Yes, I did steal them with my amazing pro-hacking skills. No, I won't marry you. Anyways, guess what these premium prime docs say? Well. We got a list of areas where the extra cases have been popping up. All in downtown. Of course. Who would have guessed that the people with actual stress in their lives have it worse? What do we have here? We got some names, but that means nothing to anyone. It's always nobody's. Here. An attached list of assorted occupations and services. Well, that seems innocuous, doesn't it? Dock workers, delvers, couple city services, probably through some code of shady fox. Anything in particular standing out here? I'll tell you what. None of these people seem like the type to be heavily auged. Sure, a dock worker might have an implant or two. Delvers might have a replacement finger or limb. But enough to be going soul-crazed? But Sybil, I hear you crowd again, the sweetest puff of Bilboa smoke fresh off the boat. Don't the orc docs say? Yes, I know what they say, but look at the details. You know what else is in these ensign reports? Documents upon documents and reports upon reports about their new enforcer units. And you thought the first ones were bad. We're talking fully synthetic skins for subterfuge and camouflage, adaptive muscle tissues and integrated weapons for increased combat abilities, and prototype soul submission softs. Crazy stuff! And it's all running the type of software that's blurring the lines between artificial intelligence and artificial souls. I can bet you can guess what's next. And if it's that my point was going to be that they don't have nearly the soul-crazed rates as a bunch of random delvers, then you'd be right. But what am I saying? I don't know. I don't know how ogged up your nose is. But even though it always smells fishy around here, this reeks of swamp ass to me. I don't have all the facts or the answers. And I doubt you would either. One thing that's for sure, something else is going on, and someone doesn't want us to know. I'm just waiting for someone to pay me to figure it out. Pay me like our next sponsor. But before we hear from them, I'll leave you with these wise words I once told somebody else before they went on to do amazing things. If something smells fishy, follow the Kenny.
Views are down 1,000%. The board's
Had enough?
crawling up my ass, and if you don't do this, I'm gonna be crawling up yours.
Tired.
You get out there. I need pictures of stranger.
Can't
You're
hang.
never home! Why aren't you helping with the kids? I bet you're out there prancing around with that whore on your arm. My mother was right about you. You know I
Just want to end it all. You're not just over it. You just need a snack.
Oh, hey, sweetie. You look upset. Aw, here, have one of these.
Save a life. GAGFS. What's that? Give a guy a fucking snack, that's what.
Yo, you have got to do something about this radio.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. It's only targeted ads.
What do you mean targeted? Who? Where? Why?
Why are you so paranoid? What do you think is looking for you?
Whatever. Are we there yet?
Sure. Whatever. We're nearly there. It's just up ahead. Next time you call me, do it before the soul-crazed attack. Before you go to a meeting.
Yeah, don't worry, it was fine. You sure you don't want to come with me now?
No, I'm going to look into something.
You've been saying that a lot lately. Whatever. Where am I going?
House is just up the block. Yours?
Alright, I'll catch you later then.
I'll see you later.
Oh yeah, and thanks for the Java. Keep it verse.
Likewise. Ping me, yeah?
The northeast side of downtown wasn't actually much worse than the south. It looked half-finished, rusted. Its people were particularly miserable looking, and that was truly saying something. I knew working the docks was rough, but breathing here felt soul-crushing. I was still sore all over from the previous week, and had a bandage around my upper body, but I didn't have much choice around staying in today, especially when there wasn't much information to go over. Life as Cupid may, spending the extra kennies getting an office in the Vatican Row was definitely a good choice, especially after being here for longer than just a few moments. I don't know if it was my face of barely concealed annoyance, or maybe my specific stride of purpose, but the gangers deigned themselves to leave me alone, which is good because the only thing that's worse than a shootout in the tight corridors of a mega building is one on the streets. You'd think all the walking I do would be good cardio, and I don't tire so easily, so you might be right, but boy am I glad to see an elevator in these huge buildings, even when as soon as I step off of it there's a group of gangers, lounging in the hall in every inconvenient way possible. So inconvenient it must have been damn near impossible to not be doing that on purpose.
Bust on in and I'm all like, kaplow, kaplow. Hey, you, man, where you riding with such a swagger? I never seen you ballin' round here before, none either.
Oh great. The gobbledygook flavor of ganger.
Check, this was the doubt. Eyeballing us like he's thinking up some fire to spit right now.
My gods, that was just annoying. I tried to pass quietly, but they got up and blocked my way, puffing out their chests like oversized birds, trying to look intimidating, I imagine. But it came off more like they were trying very hard not to be sick on my shoes.
Bet. Visson here's risen up like he's some prime pro or something. Better let him cook before you grill him, know what I mean?
Get a look at that dumbass drip. Ain't never thrown chrome, pop shucking, show watching, half dead looking motherfucker. Those fancy ass shades make me want to saute him right now. Bet he's strapped with some heat he ain't never ever blared before.
Ain't too often some prime looking loot comes just walking right up to our jaw.
Are we really doing this?
You know what I always say about loot?
Hell yeah! Bigger the booty, better the loot.
Yeah, I'm not having this. Right. Hopefully I won't be seeing you. So, anyways, missing worker. One more flight of stairs. I just had to do one more. The apartment was supposed to be somewhere at the end of this hall. Fortunately, the hall was empty and I found it rather quickly. The door was locked, and the privacy setting was up, frosting the window over. No keycard under the mat, nor behind the random picture, or beneath the single flower pot. I don't even know why else you would have a flower pot.
Hey, you there, sir. What you poking around here for?
I spin around, gun still out and ready. Greeting me is an old man with a shotgun. His stark white hair was brushed away from his wrinkly and spotted face. His arms were thin and veiny, but he had a calm demeanor holding a gun leveled to my chest, while on the outside I'm as cool as a dewcumber in the morning rains. On the inside, it's more like, fuck. It is really hard to dodge dozens of little pellets in the air at point blank. Really, really hard.
Easy now there, feller. I don't want no trouble, and neither do you. I already been hearing shots.
Well, then put the shoddy down, and we'll be civilized.
I'm not the one trying to break into them here residence. What's your business here, fella?
I'm a friend of Kilmer. He didn't show up or call in for work. Just coming by to check in on him.
With a cocked and loaded iron.
It's actually about 4 shots later now. Are we about to make it 5?
So you're the one who did the shooting?
I didn't say I was done either.
Ah, gangers in the hall. Try to stick you up.
Couldn't be bothered to let them get that far.
And you're just a friendly worker with Kelmer at the evil group, ain't you, huh?
Yeah, I work security. Who else would they send? Like a brain surgeon?
I think you mean a neurosurgeon. But you say you're working with evil group?
Yeah, like I just said. Security. I don't know shit about this whatchamacallit.
So you're trying to say Kelmer, right?
I've only said so twice. Would be weird to say something else now.
Well, he gave me a spare access card from when he's got extra shifts. I'll let you in there, Sonny. He's probably just hungover. I heard them having a wild party a few nights ago.
Them? Does he live with someone?
A bachelor like him? No. I doubt he could get anyone with enough balls to even make the trek into the building. He has some of his, friends over, I imagine.
Could you elaborate on that, or is it going to need a maturity rating?
Well, he was no stranger to that kind of company either. They had more of a nefarious air to them. Here you go. Just wave it over the front a couple of times. Damn old security barely works.
Alright, easy enough. Thank you for your help, but you should probably...
Oh, oh my god.
That's not you, is it?
What's that smell?
That would be the fresh stank of death. I'm gonna need you to step back now, as this is, officially a crime scene.
You want to say that with a bit more authority? Might make me believe it.
Look, just get inside your house. Do you really want to reek of this?
Shouldn't we call Anthem?
I am Incen. I'll call it in when I'm done looking around. There could still be someone in here.
I thought you said you were Evo Group.
They hire outside for security, obviously. He gave me a suspicious look and hefted his gun over his shoulder before sauntering back into his house, leaving me with a smell that I could only describe as putrid at best. Day-old eggs covered in cream sauce stuffed into a fish that was left to rot in an open sewer grate at worst. Well, let's not be stupid enough to flick on my lighter, so... Light. The room was small, but not what you would call bare. Piles of random junk and stuff filled a bunch of shelves. At the side sat a small console, cluttered with boxes. Nothing immediately called my attention, so I kept my barrel down low and my ears tuned sharp as I moved further in. Oh my god. I took one inhalation from my nose and momentarily baited cutting it off, but pressed on. As I made my way through, I peeked into the kitchen. All the cupboards and drawers were thrown open. Cutlery and cookingware was strewn across the floor. I turned and the living room was much the same. Couch was upturned, cushions ripped apart. Either I missed hell of a party, or I was wrong, and this place was very tossed. There was only 2 doors at the other end, no light coming out either. I crept up to the first and tried to slide it open. Jammed. I tried a little harder. Still jammed. I paused and listened for noises within. Not even shallow breathing. But what's the chances anyone's really inside the house? That fixed the crick in my neck. Bedroom, tossed, but not as severely as the rest of the house. Bed was smashed. Walk-in closet looked more like a mound of laundry surrounded by bare shelves. Backpack was open in the center of the room. I assumed the strewn contents around had once been inside. Alright, what do we have here? I don't own a lot of clothes, but today I was rather grateful for this pair of gloves. Because if this is a crime scene, and it definitely looks like one, this is the last place I'd like to leave my prints. While this could just be a sucker's safe place of sorts, I'm not liking this Kelmer's chances at all. His datapad was smashed, looked like something thin and long had gone straight through it. I slid it into my jacket pocket. Most of the other things are unimportant. Soy gum, a rail ticket, couple more random shells but no gun, an Evo group name tag, and a key card for the same person and place. A burner comlink, and some coupons, which I pocket. And now things start to get suspicious. Alright, where is this guy? I stood back up, but before I made my way out, I got a better look at the back of the door, now sliding a little too loosely on its tracks due to my enthusiastic entrance, but with a burn mark going across it at this side. Perfectly straight to my eyes. The metal was scorched and seemed like it had slightly misshapen from the heat. How hot did something need to be to move metal like that? The last door swung open easily, and I found the source of the smell. I stepped back to briefly retouch on the whole chopping off my nose thing, with the added addendum of removing my eyeballs as well. Now this was a scene. I stepped through a couple of inches of water. It was a bit hard to see that even in the light with the heavy condensation in the air. Each breath was foul. Each glint from the light almost made me fire my gun. The bathroom wasn't very large. I should have left the door open for the added light, but I didn't want to risk flooding the place. Even with the running water, everything smelled particularly stagnant and stank. But that's being overpowered by the center of our crime scene. I'd barely gotten a glimpse when I'd peeked through before, and I'd hoped I was wrong. Floating in a deep red water bath was a bloated tangle of limbs. I nearly retched again and hesitantly reached out. It was definitely dead, but at the very least an identity confirmation would be nice. It was hard to tell what they originally looked like beneath the bloated eyelids and sagging skin, but I could make an educated guess. This was Kelmer. He bobbed around, and in the clearing condensation I saw a glint of metal coming from beneath his clenched arms. I made a mental note to buy a fucking flashlight as I tried to angle him in the light to see better. Was that a scryer? It was too large for a datapad, too small for an average mobile console, also too large for a comlink. What's that leave? Scryer. Maybe some kind of old analog tech. Most digitech was all slim and thin, so at that size, definitely a scryer. I don't know how I missed it, but I heard the creak of the door just over the running water. I was too slow. What the? Something grabbed me from behind and pushed me in. The attacker easily overpowered me. They were my size, but their grip was cold and clamped around me tighter than a vice. I was losing oxygen and unable to even see for a long moment, until I managed to push my face out of the water for a second, fortunately due to my newly repaired arm. One's intertwined! As the air I took in rushed from my lungs into this disgusting bath, it blew the ladder back into my attacker, giving me a moment to swing my legs up and into the tub, a hard surface to push myself against. Get back here. We went through the door. You're running away. Too slow. I tried to get a good look at them, but a metal hand slapped the shades right off my face. It slammed over my mouth and another one on my neck as they raised me up. My eyes were too bleary to see them, but my hands found theirs and my augmented arm tore theirs off my neck. I pulled my knees to my chest, using them as a springboard. Got gun. I jumped back up to my feet with gun in hand. But I barely catch the door of the house slamming shut. I had slammed into the door hard enough that my head was spinning, and the edges of my return sight darkened, like someone dimmed reality's lights. Shit! And they were gone. The old man was staring at me through a slot in the door across the hall. He stepped out, holding his gun not at me this time, but at the hallway.
Bet you wish I went in there with you now, don't you? Where'd they go?
Well, unless you're hiding them in your pocket, looks like they're very gone. Why is it so bright all of a sudden?
What happened?
The place was trashed. I was looking around and someone got the jump on me.
Ugh! The smell is worse.
Yeah, that would probably be your neighbor.
He dead?
Very.
How long he been dead?
I'm not sure. He was in his bath clutching a scryer.
Weird that. Barely knew his comm link. I asked him to show me how to access data book once and he didn't know.
I'd assume he cared about whatever was on this one. My first assumption is he died holding it.
Well, I don't think I want to know anymore. If you're going to get into more shootouts, give me a ring. I'll help you bust them.
You should probably get back inside, and if you hear anything else, stay there. Fortunately, he listened and I went back inside, closing the door as best as I could behind me. The place was even worse now with water leaking out from the bathroom. Well, you know who to call.
It's Packet, open up! There's a weird old guy staring at me with a mean-looking shotgun and I'm not sure he's wearing pants.
Hold on, it's jammed.
Why is the door jammed?
Because I was thrown into it. Now hold on. There we go.
Rot be damned, did I just go through a portal straight up her ungodly ass? This place fucking reeks.
The rotten smell is not the only thing this place reeks of.
What else?
Maliciousness and violence with a tinge of crime.
Do you also have, like, really good smelling?
What? No. I'm being symbolic.
Oh, gotcha. Thought you had another Talthorian aspect.
What are you going on about? You know I have hearing. That's my one.
I don't know, man. You're weird. You've got weird hearing, weird augs, weird tattoos. You're a pretty weird guy.
So,
maybe you've got more than one aspect. I don't think that's unheard of.
Okay, well, I don't. I better fucking not. I'm not special. I'm a normal guy.
You being weird aside, before I even start with what the fuck in here, what the fuck out there? And what the fuck happened in the arcology? Marshall was raving mad about something over comms.
Long story, and unimportant to the core of our problem.
Which would be? Yeah, that would be a problem.
Thank you. I somehow did not figure that out on my own.
Hey, don't bop my head off.
Sorry. This just doesn't check out.
No, not at all.
What's the thingy say?
That it doesn't check out. We just covered this.
In what way?
My gods, man, do you still know nothing?
I've only been here for like 4 months, and only sobered up like 20 minutes ago. Cut a stranger some slack.
Fine, remind me to teach your old ass how things work again.
I'm not old. I don't think.
That's what an old person would say.
Anyways, I meant that it doesn't check out because it's the most inconsistent tossing I've ever seen.
Right? Check this. We'll have a quick learning experience. You see this over here?
You're holding it right in front of me. Oh yes.
This is a scanner. It shows residual canastium particles left behind.
Uh-huh.
Or what you would call a magic trace in your whimsy-filled, fanciful, and not at all scientific way of speech.
And it's not finding any.
That would be an understatement. You said this guy hasn't been at work? Even if he was in the water from the moment he got home until now, wouldn't look like this. Aside from your residuals, which I've kept on file, this place is dead. Stagnant. Like it's been sealed up. There must have been wards in this place to keep it in. Could probably find an anchor rune or sigil somewhere with the right equipment.
What can you tell?
I don't think whatever seared him well done is what killed him. See the skin?
Wish I couldn't.
I'm not a medical examiner by any means, but this is synth skin. See, Og's underneath. Looks like he was alive when the heat hit. Water damaged everything, but this was not a drowning.
Could the thing he's been holding have done that?
An educated guess? Not unless he was plugged into a battery bank. And that battery bank was inside of him when he got in. And then he put his penis in a power socket. Which, aside from the numerous ways that's unlikely, it's impossible, as he would have had to have spazzed into the fetal position. That's not how anything works.
And there's no magic in the area.
Squat. Diddly squat.
I'm gonna need to find something. But let's not do it in here. It really smells. How do you not notice that? Anyways, he wasn't drowned as it appears. Neither is it the burns. And he wasn't electrocuted. Maybe he was saved by an aug of some type. But then again, it's possible someone with augs did him in, and then tried to do me in. I'm sure there's gotta be some type of aug that could do that.
Pretty nice one at that. Comparing his wounds to the burn marks on the door, about a 4-inch difference, and too many degrees to do the math for right now in this moment, since I don't suppose you know what metal the door is made of?
No, Packet, I don't know what metal the door is made up from. I don't know what metal I'm made up from. Why would I know what the door...
Well, some investigator you are. In short, inconsistencies all around.
So, a setup.
And a fucking terrible one. To top it all off, who the hell tosses the kitchen more than the bedroom? At that point, you're just putting on a show.
Well, hold on. But what if someone was hungry?
All food entirely untouched. Trust me, I checked.
Why?
Because I was hungry, duh. I'm on my lunch break. I don't do field work just because. That's what schmucks like you are for.
Then why are you here?
Because I thought you said cans, not scans. So I was expecting snacks or Cupid. You're lucky I have to bring my scryer everywhere now, or else I'd be basically useless.
And we'll refrain from saying anything mean, because you're helping me.
You're welcome. You owe me lunch.
So someone attacks him, possibly with some kinda heat thing, but that doesn't do him in. And then they set it up to make it appear that he was killed some other way. Only point of that is that he was killed in an identifiable way, which it doesn't really appear to be. What's the device say?
I'm not kidding. It's my lunch break. I'm hungry.
I'll buy you a dinner when the case is over.
That's not food now.
We're in the middle of a crime scene. Take it or leave it.
Dinner where? I want somewhere nice.
I don't know. What's nice around here? Can we even afford nice?
I've got an actual job. Can you afford nice?
No. So I'll find somewhere that's good and not absolutely tasteless. So now, device.
Deal. Yeah, it's a data pad. Whoever stuck it with something wasn't trying very hard, as it's mostly fine.
What you got then?
Gonna need a moment to go through it. Seems someone did before me. Didn't do a great job either. Was it you?
Uh-huh. Very funny.
Let's see here. I've got some recent locations. Receipts that might interest you?
Receipts.
Sales. Seems our guy here was taking a good number of trips down to a little place in the docks known as the Maw.
Oh, I've heard of that before. Somewhere.
Ganger bar, essentially. Over by the East Docks. Kinda secretive. You gotta be in the know to know.
I've heard it mentioned. The gangers. That big guy who was working with the freelancers for the hit.
Ah, that would be Wolfgang. He's a real treat.
That's one way of putting it.
One known for particularly shady business, especially with the fangs.
Yeah, that's been noted. Anything else?
First thing I'm seeing is receipts attached to nearly every visit. Then there's a lot of calls going back and forth between some reoccurring numbers. Then a bunch of missed ones, all from one in particular. Gonna need more time to encrypt more. At least one looks familiar, so I must have seen it in the past couple days.
Rot damned. Well, I think I've got a problem then, because I've already spoken to Wolfgang, and this lead is quite literally dead.
Well, if you want to get a better picture before going back to him, maybe go see the marshal? Kinda wants an update anyways. Says you've been dodging his calls. How about going into his office?
Rather waltz straight into the mall and just start asking questions.
Good luck with that. If you don't get killed by a bunch of gangers, I'll swing by and pick you up and we can watch the battleboard game.
The possibility of me dying aside, sure. I will have to look into the arcology again at some point, but that can wait.
We don't have to cram into our offices either. The landlord said we can have that basement room for a quarter price as long as we don't wreck it.
Oh, Crash. We should get, like, a couch down there or something.
Hell yeah. Been saving a nice bottle of Kess for a good game. Bet we can make the viewing experience almost as good as the stadiums.
Oh. You can bring over one of those projector thingies. You know, the one that sends out, like, that hard light stuff. Should be perfect.
I don't have the time to correct that. You get snacks and we'll be good.
Alright, catch you later then. Close up behind you and I'll ping you.
Yo, we should call it something cool.
It? You mean the room?
Yeah, the room.
Why?
So people think we're really serious.
And you think that is going to be what helps?
Like the study, or the hideout. Ooh, the scape. Office scape.
That is very dumb. Like, truly. We're talking about watching a sports game in it, not solving city conspiracies. We actually have offices like 3 floors up.
Hold on, it'll depend on the name. Give me a moment, I'm thinking of something.
Yeah, no. Catch you later. I'm rolling.
Wait, hold on, come back!
God damn it, it's wet. Oh, damn. Should have gotten a drink while I was in there. That's another lead down, and I don't think this one's getting back up. On the bright side, even though these leads haven't been panning out, that is more leads than I had in the beginning. And near-death experience aside, it's not like I didn't learn absolutely nothing. Hopefully the marshal will have something else for me. And if not, we do what we do best. We'll just keep on digging in the muck. 'Cause at the end of the day, what's that if not the essence of investigation? Thank you for listening to A Man Called Stranger, Black Collar, Episode 8, The Essence of Investigation. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at FreeDoomNews, or join the Out of Credits Discord for hanging out with the cast and crew, seeing behind the scenes and things like that. Don't forget to leave a like and review wherever it is you may be listening. We think we're doing pretty good with the show so far, but critique is important to any art form, so we'd love to hear from you, especially as we go into Act 3. So a thank you to our cast, A Confused Mistake, Whiphand, Krensei, Gigahood, Givi, and Diasaru for not just their main roles, but also a lot of voice in the city this week. Stay tuned for the next episode in a couple of weeks. And don't forget, because I did.